Hey everyone, coming back at you today with a video response for Eddie over at Eddie's Cardboard Chaos. If you haven't checked his channel out, be sure to do that. Eddie's a great guy and is great for the TTM and card community. And I'm really happy to do this video response for him. Want us to do a video response of an athlete that has overcome something major in their career or life. And I thought that this gentleman right here, Mr. Clint Malarchuk, as everything falls out of place there, would be a great guy to talk about. So in March of 1989, at a Sabres game in Buffalo against the St. Louis Blues. In the first period of that game, the Sabres were up 1-0. Puck was dumped into the corner, and pass came out front to Blues player Steve Tuttle. And as he was charging towards the net, Buffalo defenseman Uwe Krupp was trying to keep up with him, had the muscle Tuttle, and it's a hard thing to do. Guy was 6'6", 230 plus. So as he was going in, Malarchuk was dropping down to play the pass, and Tuttle's right skate came up off the ice and sliced clean through the neck of Clint Malarchuk into his jugular vein. There is video out there of it. If you've never seen it, it is very gruesome. I will warn you. So with every pulse, fresh blood shot out from the 6-inch open wound. Malarchuk he just took his mask off, clutched his throat. And in interviews, it's been said, he's thought, now this is how I'm going to die. And he thought about his mom, who was watching the game, and he didn't want her to see him die right there on TV. In other interviews, that point in time, Dave Andreychuk, playing for the Sabres, happened right in front of him. He said people were throwing up in the stands. It was traumatic for everybody. We heard not long after that he'd make it, so they continued the game, but probably shouldn't have. His blood was still all over the ice as they continued the game. But going back, so in just a few seconds after the skate hitting his neck, there was a huge pool of blood, and the Discovery Channel did a reenactment, which indicated that within 2 minutes and 14 seconds, Malarchuk would have completely bled out. Buffalo trainer got there in just about 14 seconds and began applying pressure to the severed jugular to keep as much blood in as possible. Malarchuk was put on a stretcher. The team doctors were pressing on the wound. Anything they could do just to press on that neck, put pressure on there. I couldn't even imagine that. Malarchuk apparently asked one of the equipment managers to call his mother and to call the team chaplain. Malarchuk said, I figured I really needed him this time, but he had taken the night off. So crazy to think that the team chaplain had a night off, and this is what happens. But at Buffalo General Hospital, doctors were able to add roughly 300 stitches into his neck. The cut stopped just short of the internal carotid artery. Had that been sliced, Malarchuk probably would not have survived. And the next day, he sat for a press conference in the hospital. saying that he hoped to be back as soon as possible. Malarchuk was known for being a tough guy. He was a Cowboy in the offseason, got the name the Cowboy goalie. 2 days afterwards, he was back at the empty arena, stood right in the same crease. And 10 days later, he was playing. So we'll fast forward then to, I believe it was 92-ish. Or no, it was after that. So fast forward to 2008. In a game in Buffalo, another player, Robert Savella of the Florida Panthers, was sliced in the throat. A skate came up, caught him in the throat. He skated, made it to the bench before he collapsed. He was in the corner. And again, so this is two people that had this happen in Buffalo, which is just absolutely more crazy to me. And he started getting calls and everything about that and wanting interviews. So this brought up a lot of, again, bad memories, bad things in his life. He was dealing with some PTSD with it, and in the late 80s, they didn't really know how to deal with that, so he never really got the help he needed. And he was having pain, he was having just traumatic episodes. He wasn't sleeping, and after a Super Bowl party, he saw on one of his pill bottles that if I take the pills, it'll make me tired. And so he did that, drank, his heart stopped, but they were able to save him then. So that's the second time he almost died. Third time, so actually I believe all that was in 92, around then. Then 2008 was when the incident in Buffalo happened with Robert Savella. And that is when, again, the alcoholism, the PTSD got the better of Mr. Malarchuk again. And his wife came home, found him very intoxicated, and with a rifle pointed underneath his chin. He pulled the trigger, and it shot through his chin, shattering his chin and jawbone, some teeth, going up into his nasal cavity, where the bullet lodged, thankfully, and did not go up into his brain. Was able to survive that. And thankfully, after that, which is incredible that, those major three things with one person, and just he was able to finally get the help that he needed. Sports psychology and knowing about PTSD and things of that nature. He was finally able to open up more personally about it. Got the help he needed. Is now clean from alcohol, and has really revived his life. He does a lot of motivational speaking now, especially with military groups and people that deal with the post-traumatic stress syndrome and disorder, which is just a great thing to do, to be able to help people out. But there you go. Quick synopsis of Clint Malarchuk. Again, gruesome video, gruesome injury. It's a very iconic moment in NHL history, unfortunately. But So thankful to be able to get him signed there. And with that, again, check out Eddie's Cardboard Chaos and stay safe.